like Ernst and Young and Grant Thornton. And with me is on this, on our request, I've called Parinita Agarwal, who is a soft skills trainer and a life coach. Welcome, Parinita, and I would request that you also introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Anurag. That was really sweet of you. Thank you for calling me. It's a very interesting topic that you've taken, especially for people who really want to enter this field. Um, Being a CA, I know it's a very niche and a very specialized field, and it will be a great help for so many people that you can share your experience. So, just a very, very brief introduction about me. Yes, I'm a soft skill trainer. I'm a chartered accountant by qualification as well. And I help a lot of professionals and students to, build their resume and prepare them for interviews. That's one of my specialization. And yes, I'm a personal branding coach and life coach. So let's hope this meeting can add value to you and your aim and goal, what you're looking for. So how we have planned, me and Anurag, we have planned is, like he said, first half an hour we'll be covering few topics related to resume and interview. I'll share my screen so you guys can see the PPT as well. And post that, you can put on your questions. So even before, if you have any question, please put it on the chat box because I'll be muting everybody, so there's no background sound as such. So you can, after like 25 minutes or so of the PPT presentation, you can start asking questions. Fine with everybody?
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for connecting with us.
Most welcome. I think your name is Vineet, right? Hi, Vineet.
Hi, ma'am. Good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning. Okay, great. So, shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think it's 11:06, so we should start. And I know people will be joining in between, but that's
Yes,
okay.
exactly. People will be joining because yeah, it's on. ठीक है. चलो. So let's start. I'll be sharing the screen. Great. So yes, welcome to the interview and resume building session with our expert, who is Mr. Anurag Nata, who has worked in internal control and risk. Um, so what our planning is, we'll be covering few basic tips on resume and interview, and with that, we will be focusing on how to draft your resume and prepare for interview, especially for this profile of internal controls, internal audit, and risk. Okay, so you know how to draft and what the employer is expecting out of your resume. Done. So so any preparation for interview or your resume, there are few things and few steps that you should follow. So first is, yes, we have to build our resume, and this point we'll cover a bit later in detail. Then comes the job search. Now, job search is a bit tricky when, especially when you are focusing on one particular, um, profile or thing. So there are few websites like Naukri, yes, but Naukri, if you have seen, is a big overload of jobs. You can go in for websites like I Am Jobs, Indeed Jobs, and a very, very good platform is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn jobs have become very popular. You get very focused jobs requirements on LinkedIn, and you can apply from there. So Anurag, what's your take on job searching?
Yeah. So what I would say is that it starts with preparation of a CV. That's correct. and after which you should make a good LinkedIn profile. You should have your LinkedIn profile updated, and there are a lot of job postings on LinkedIn. So it's better if you can download the LinkedIn app on the mobile, and most of the jobs are like you just have to click it once, and your profile goes to the recruiter directly, and you apply for the job. So it's very handy. Just download the app and keep applying for jobs that you find interesting. And even the same for the Naukri app. You can download the apps, and just a click to apply. And there's also one small trick here. If we talk about Naukri, if you just update, you should just keep updating your profile every week,
Yes.
because the most updated profiles are the ones which are uh, on the top if a recruiter search for a candidate or for a skill set.
Yes, that's a very good point Anurag has mentioned, because I have spoken to few recruiters as well. They select the most updated resume up on any job portal. The most updated resume is always taken. Okay, give me a second. I'll just add a few people who are in the waiting room. Yes. So next we come to the research about the company and the interviewer. So what people don't do, and I've seen this a lot of times, is they do a fair bit of research about the company. Company kis area mein hai, what's the products of the company, what's the history of the company, who owns the company, everything is good. But what they miss out on is, getting to know who is taking your interview. So a lot of people don't know this, that you can actually ask the HR or the person who's connecting with you for the job, who is about to take your interview. Okay, you can ask. It's their option. They reveal the person's name and the designation. If they don't, it's perfectly fine. But yes, you can ask. And once you know the person's name and designation, please have a fair bit of research about the person as well. So, you can go to the LinkedIn, see his profile, his qualification, his background. So what happens is, mentally, subconsciously, you're connected with the person already. And when you meet that person for the interview, you won't feel that hesitance in your meeting. You will already know that person somehow. So and you get a lot of points to talk to that person. So have a bit of research about the interviewer. And I'm sure not many people knew this over here. So please, ye karna. Okay. So next we come to the job profile or the description. Again, this point will be covered a bit later in detail. But job profile, or JD like we call it, it's the company which forms a JD which mentions your role and responsibility and what qualifications they are looking at for a particular position. Okay, that's called a JD. So ये भी जानना and उसको अच्छे से read करना, it's very very important. We'll discuss this again later. References. Now, people find a bit odd to talk about references, but trust me, references are very important and very helpful. And हर एक job में the HR person will ask you, do you know anybody in this company? So you should always first go to the LinkedIn, see if you have any reference in that company, connect with that person, talk to that person, and let that person know that you're going for the interview. So when the HR asks you कि इस company में कोई reference है, you are confident enough to take that person's name. And it's very good to have a reference. ठीक है? So don't be hesitant कि अरे reference मतलब कुछ गलत हो रहा है. नहीं. They just want कि okay, there is somebody this person knows. That's it. ऐसा कुछ reference में कुछ गलत नहीं होता है. Like, because I've seen a lot of people get hesitant कि reference बोलेंगे तो ऐसा लगेगा वैसे कुछ नहीं है. Just be calm and references are good. So LinkedIn पे if you see, there are first connection, second connection, ऐसे ना tier होता है. So even if you have somebody in the second connection, try to find out कि आप उनके साथ connect करके you can ask for reference for the company, so it's perfectly fine. Okay, so Anurag, you have been in corporate for so many years. How important is reference according to you?
I think it's very important. If you know someone who is at a good position in a company, and you should surely, during the interview or to the HR or to the person who is taking the technical interview, you should always mention that name. And and even better uh, uh, if the reference that you are giving is speaks well about you, so that kind of reinsures the recruiter's faith in you, that because like for example, it's like your background verification and things like that become very very hassle free after that, because there is a certain amount of trust in the ex-employee, and I mean in the employee who is already working there, there's a certain amount of trust, and if his known person is giving the interview, he'll always be preferred with the keeping all other factors constant.
Yes, perfect. Then while preparing for resume or interview, you have to visit a lot of websites and LinkedIn to know about the company, to know about also the industry. So for example, here we are talking about internal controls and audits. So you should know what is currently going on, have a very good technical um, go through the topics, the amendments, everything. You have to be very updated. For that, please visit a lot of websites, the company website for sure, and also all the industry knowledge through LinkedIn as well. Okay. Technical जो हमें कैसे prepare करना है, we'll come back again later. Okay. Then comes the attire. I love this part. It's a very vast topic, but yes, I'll cover it in a very short bit. The attire matters a lot especially when you're going for the interview. Please take care कि आप कौन से company के लिए जा रहे हो, what is the culture in that company, and you have to dress formally and present. You should look presentable. Okay, so that is not only about your attire, which obviously should be formals. So the most preferred formals for men, obviously a good shirt, trouser, tie all the time. Blazer can be optional as per again the company, the culture of the company. For women, can be Western formal or Indian formal. Okay, Western में shirt, scarf, trousers. Indian में a good kurta, dupatta, okay, or a sari, whatever you're comfortable in. This also should be accompanied by good, grooming. So your hair, beard for men, your shoes, your watch, things you're carrying, everything should look presentable. Okay. So attire, trust me, matters a lot, because it's all about the first impression and how you're going to represent yourself. Because this thing here that you will be talking to the clients, visiting the clients a lot. So it's a client thing. So you have to represent the company and yourself. So you should look presentable, no doubt in that.
Yeah, and Pari, the most common mistakes people make, which I have noticed, I have taken many interviews, are people come up dressed formally, but they don't wear a tie, which is I think a mistake. Tie is a must. You should always wear a tie, even if even if it is summers, doesn't matter.
Yes.
And
please wear a tie.
Yeah, and the second thing which I want to highlight, it's a very small thing. People don't really care about it much, but it's your shoes. So your shoes should always be polished. If your shoes are not polished, it gives a very bad impression.
So don't give the bahana ki it's monsoon that we can't, shoes gande ho gaye. Please either carry either cover it, carry an extra pair, polish it again after reaching the venue. It's fine. Like when you're entering the interview room or actually entering the company office, you should be tip top from, head to bottom. So
Yeah, and it's better if you are clean shaved, but even if you are having a beard, it should be very neat. It should be well done. So, that is also one very important point. And one more important point, which is not really about attire, but which is about your documents, is that I have sometimes I've noticed that people only carry one copy of their CV with them, and that one copy they give it to the HR for the HR round, and by the time they come to the technical round, they don't have a CV with them because it's with the HR. And then it's again like a kind of an embarrassing situation. Sometimes the HR himself gives it to the technical interviewer, but sometimes it happens that the HR is not able to give it because there are many candidates or for any reason. So
yeah,
it's
so
better you carry at least 4 copies of your resume.
yes, perfect. You have to carry 4 copies of resumes. And I think none other document is required as such that you need to carry your certificates and everything. It's not required, just your resume that you should be carrying. One more trick is before going into the interview room, you can ask for the permission and go to the washroom and freshen up. It will give you time to breathe. It will give you a sense of how you're looking, and you will be in a better mental position when you enter the interview room. Okay. So coming to now the actual part of resume. So few basic points. So what we'll be doing is we are not covering the format of resume because it will be time consuming, and the basic format everybody knows. We'll just cover a few pointers, and then we'll be covering the main aspect of how to draft your resume as per the internal audit and this profile. Okay. So the basic pointers being, um, so purpose defining. Okay. So Anurag, you had mentioned this point about, you should define your purpose.
Yeah.
So what do
Yeah.
you feel?
So it's very important to define your purpose according to the job description. So first go through the job description and accordingly tweak your resume, and in the purpose it should be your view or your goals for the next 5 years. The recruiter should get a brief idea about what you are trying to do in your life or what your goals are. So that's very important.
Yeah, so this point is covered. जो हम ऑब्जेक्टिव करके लिखते हैं ना रेज्यूमे में, जो लोगों को लगता है बेस्ड है, कॉपी पेस्ट होता है, करेक्ट? So yes, it's a bit difficult to write the objective when you are a fresher. But when you have 2-3 years of experience, you have a fair bit of idea कि मुझे लाइफ में क्या चाहिए या मुझे कौन से प्रोफाइल में क्या चाहिए. So please draft your objective, or they call it as a summary or profile. The wording. Please draft it accordingly as per what do you want. Okay. ऐसा वो copy paste वाला नहीं दिखना चाहिए objective. So define your purpose, know who you are, what you want in life, where you want to go. Okay. Because it's very important. नहीं तो you don't know where you're going. If you want internal audit, you should be very clear about it. Next, coming to grammatical errors. Obviously, there is no scope of any grammatical spelling or any kind of mistakes. 2-3 बार resume बनाओ, उसको पढ़ो. Take use of apps like Grammarly है. लोगों से 2-3 जनों से get it checked, get it edited, but do not have any grammatical errors in your resume. It's a very bad sign.
Yeah. So what I would suggest is
Hmm.
that as a step number one, when you make a resume, after that apply a spell check
Yes.
on your CV, and as a second step, give your CV to 4 or 5 of your friends for proofreading.
Yes, always have proofreading. It's very important. Even professionals like us give it for proofreading, so it's perfectly fine. ऐसा कुछ ये नहीं है कि I am why do I have to give for proofreading? completely fine. Then use a very professional font. Okay, कोई भी font नहीं, just keep it to Times Roman or Calibri, which are the professional fonts which are taken as the standard fonts, and a legible size which should range between 10 to 12. Okay, the size of the font should be 10 to 12. ज़्यादा बड़ा नहीं, ज़्यादा छोटा नहीं. Keep it brief and precise. Okay, don't have a 3-4 page का resume. चाहे आपका experience कितना भी बड़ा हो, make it short, make it easy for the interviewer to look at your resume. Okay, so generally it's either one page as in both the sides. Okay, that's a good enough resume. उससे लंबा try not to keep it. बहुत होता है तो 1.5 side. That's enough. Okay.
Yeah, so 2 pages are more than enough.
More than enough. Yes.
For the CV, because trust me, nobody has the time to read 3-4 pages, and a recruiter, for a job posting, he might get around maybe more than 100 CVs.
Yeah,
so
आराम
so
से, आराम से.
2 pages are just more than enough. Try to write try to write meaningful things in short sentences, and try to just summarize, but summarize your achievements.
So people have asked me कि one side ही होना चाहिए कि one page ही होना चाहिए. नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. 2 sides of the page are fine for a CV. Don't worry. एक side पे नहीं होना चाहिए. The one side CVs are called profiles, which are not generally accepted in internal audit or something. Those are mostly for the media sector. I think, Nishi, do you want to ask something? Write it in the chat box, Nishi. We'll take the questions in some time. Okay. Next comes your reverse chronology. So reverse chronology means your experience and your education. The most recent one should come in top, and then the chronology goes in the reverse order. It's a very basic point, but still a lot of people have made this mistake, and I've seen this. So please, the recent one is the most important. Okay. And when it comes to your education, the highest form of your degree, okay, qualification, plus the most recent one will come ahead. So for example, I'll give you an example. If you are a CA and CS both, and you are applying for a position in internal audit, I'll make sure the CA comes first. And if I'm applying for a law position, I'll make sure my CS comes first. So you have to tweak your resume as per what do you want the recruiter to see first. Okay, that's very important. Okay, so let's come to a very, very important aspect, and that's matching your resume with the JD. And this is the most important aspect when you have to build your resume. Okay, एक आपका जनरल रेज्यूमे होता है जो आप बना के अपने जॉब साइट्स पे डाल देते हैं. बट when you are applying for a particular position in any company, you can tweak your resume as per the JD that has been given by the company. Okay, and this is what we'll discuss now. So what happens is JD is like this job description जहाँ पे एक summary होता है, एक responsibility का points होता है which the company gives कि okay, your position will have these responsibilities, and then a background as to what do they expect out of you, your qualification and your strengths वगैरह आपको दिया जाता है. ठीक है. So it's like the company is giving you in hand कि हमें क्या क्या चाहिए. So you should, it's a very good thing to tweak your resume. Please make a very good use of it. So if you can see, I've made the particular points in red of the actual what the company wants. Okay, so SOX hai. So points like planning, scoping and risk assessment process, action plans for improvement of internal control framework, adherence to the regulations, taking responsibility of your own action, experience का कितना साल चाहिए, US गैप का practice होना चाहिए, ERP है, SAP है, and tight deadline. So these are the particular points that I have highlighted कि these the company wants in the interviewing. So what happens is when I, as a recruiter, I'm searching for somebody for my company, these are the keywords I'll be looking for in the resume. तो अगर मुझे resume में ये key points मिल गए तो फिर मैं उसको pick कर लेती हूँ, because like Anurag just mentioned, the recruiter will get like more than 100 of CV for one single position. तो उसके पास time नहीं है कि वो सारे resumes बैठ के पढ़े. He'll just put in the keywords. अगर वो resume pick करता है तो वो उसको उठा लेगा. Okay? So उस हिसाब से just try कि आप ये keywords उठा के JD से अपने resume में डालें. Now your resume जो आप experience वगैरह mention करते हो, ये चीजें आपके इसमें resume में आना चाहिए, and these are called action words and outcome in the quantified data. I'll just explain how. So this is the resume that see, reviewed and approved. This is a action word. Conducted, detailed. So again action words. Led a team. जैसे उसमें था कि you have to lead a team or something. So I've picked up all the keywords from the JD and उसको मैंने यहाँ पे डाल दिया है कि क्या क्या recruiter ढूंढ रहा है. Okay? Identified discrepancies. So आपके जितने भी responsibilities है, please form action words for them कि आपने what is the action that you took, what is it that you did. Okay, and the quantified data is, जैसे I handled 200 plus SOPs. I handled 8 resources across 3 manufacturing plants. So these are quantified data. Okay, so make sure कि ये सारी चीजें है. It's not कि खाली आप अपना responsibility उठा के लिख दो, but what was your role and how much did you contribute in a quantifiable data in the action words is what is the recruiter looking for. Okay. So Anurag, you will be better, you can explain this more because you have worked in the corporate. Can you help with this?
Yeah, sure. So as you said, action words and quantifiable outcomes. These things are important. So so I would like to just tell you that in our profile, in the risk profile, most of you are doing internal financial controls, preparing risk and control metrics. So preparing risk and control metrics is kind of an action word. So what you need to do is whatever responsibilities you have, you don't have to mention your responsibilities. You have to mention it as your achievements. So there should be more focus on portraying your achievements rather than the responsibilities. If you portray your achievements, automatically your responsibilities will be portrayed. So focus more on quantifying, like for example, there is some audit that you have done and for which maybe which led to a cost saving of 10 lakh rupees for the company. So mention the amount, mention how you achieved that. So that's very important. Those quantifications are the key things that will make your profile stand out. So everybody will, put in that I have prepared a risk and control metrics, or I conducted an audit of this processes. But what you need to, write is that, yes, I conducted so and so audit and prepared the final report after discussion of after discussing the draft report with the process owners, or and recommended or something like you recommended, you identified gaps in the process and recommended corrective measures to mitigate the risk.
Right.
So that is more said in less words.
Yes. So always form की what exactly you did, मतलब ठीक है responsibilities roles तो सबके पास होता है, KRA सबका होता है, but वो KRA में आपने क्या किया और what was your contribution is more important. तभी उस हिसाब से वो इंटरव्यूअर आपको क्वेश्चन भी पूछेगा. ठीक है, रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज यार सारे प्रोफाइल में होता है, सारे जॉब में होता है, बट दैट्स नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट. Okay.
And if you led a team, nothing like that. You should always mention it in your CV that in a role how many people were you leading, or were you managing.
Right. Okay. So any points on this, any doubts in this, we will cover again later in your questions, don't worry. So next, coming to how to prepare for interviews. Okay, the very basic is please talk to industry experts. There is no harm and no shame in talking to people. Connect with people on LinkedIn. Bindas ask them ki how's the profile, how should I prepare, what is your takeaway, future kaisa hai. Bindas ask people. So this is the basic thing which people think is it's not okay to connect or reach out to people. Please do that. ठीक है, I have actually reached out to so many people on LinkedIn and besharam jaise ask questions. There is no harm in it. Second, before the interview as well, go through your resume and JD very very thoroughly. ये एक मिस्टेक काफी लोग करते हैं, आधे टाइम भूल जाते हैं मैंने रेज्यूमे में लिखा क्या था. ओके, बिकॉज यार आप टेक्निकल में इतना चले जाते हो कि ये बेसिक चीजें आप भूल जाते हो. So please go through the JD and resume very thoroughly before going. Very important. Make a list of questions that can be asked to you, and also make a list of questions that you need to ask the interviewer. ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट पार्ट कि हाँ जो हमें पूछा जा सकता है उसका लिस्ट बनाओ. प्रैक्टिस दैट. ओके, यू शुड नॉट, मतलब ठीक है फंबल सब करते हैं, दैट्स नॉट द पॉइंट. The point is you should not get confused. होता है, you get you get scared or you're very tensed or anxious, तो आप भूल जाते हो, you blank out. But वो blank out बहुत देर का नहीं होना चाहिए. Okay, so just practice and don't get confused while answering questions. So it's very good to practice few questions. There are few sample questions that you can practice. हम और discuss करेंगे उसको. Also,
like one small tip that I would like to give all the people is that there are a few questions which are asked in every interview, which are expected questions. Like the first question always is that tell me something about yourself.
a very basic question. Yes.
So it will be asked in every interview. So it is best that you prepare this question beforehand, before going to an interview. Just like prepare the answer to this question, rehearse it 2 or 3 times, because if your first, this is generally the first question, and if your first question, if you look confident and sound confident and do it then the first impression is very good, and the first impression is like half work done already. So that's very important.
And I'll tell you a trick in this, because I've spoken to few recruiters. काफी बार ना the interviewer doesn't have time to go through your resume पहले. Okay, so आप जो जो चीजें अपने tell me about yourself में बोलते हो ना, questions वहीं से pick होते हैं. So practice कि आपको कौन से questions इंटरव्यूअर को देने हैं पूछने के लिए. So जितना प्रैक्टिस करोगे ये वाला क्वेश्चन उतना बेटर होगा. एंड इट वेल कि ओके, अगर सो फॉर एग्जांपल आई वांट टू फोकस ऑन माय एक्सपर्टीज और माय स्ट्रेंथ, तो वो चीज पे मैं एंड करूंगी सो दैट द इंटरव्यूअर पिक्स फ्रॉम देयर, आस्क मी क्वेश्चंस ऑन दैट, एंड वो इंटरव्यू आगे बढ़े. तो इंटरव्यू कैसा जाता है ये आपके हाथ में है. आप टेल मी अबाउट योरसेल्फ कैसे आंसर करते.
Right, and like you can make the interviewer ask you what you want them to ask.
Exactly.
Exactly. You can play on your strength. For example, let me tell you, you in an about me section, you can mention something which is your strength. For example, if you have done one internal audit assignment and one internal financial control assignment, okay, and you think that the internal financial control is your strength, internal audit is not your strength. So mention something in an about me that I have handled internal financial control review for this processes for this company, or intern I have keen interest in IFC assignments. So if you say that line, what will happen? The interviewer will then be tempted to ask you about more about IFC rather than internal audit. So
Exactly.
that's
Perfect.
the trick that you have to play with the you actually have to play them with the mind of the interviewer.
Yes, you have to do that. कुछ नहीं
you
कर
know
सकते.
Yeah, that's what happens. If you brag about things, if you brag, like if you say that, I have keen interest in IFC and I have also done 2 or 3 assignments, then the interview would automatically, think कि अच्छा बड़ा बोल रहा है IFC, let me check, चलो पूछता हूँ इससे IFC के बारे में क्या पता है. That's the thing. That's a human instinct, and you have to play, this mind game. As you have mind games in cricket, you also have mind games in the professional world.
Yes, वो तो है. So इंटरव्यू कैसा जा रहा है आपके हाथ में है, ठीक है? Okay. So yes, and also the next point, keep a list of questions that you have to ask. End में पता है, always the interviewer will ask कि do you have any questions, and 90% of the times people say no. But the interviewer wants you to have some questions. नहीं तो ऐसा लगेगा कि you're not interested or you're scared or what is going on. So have a short list of questions that you need to ask. Can be anything. Can be about the working hours. Can be about the profile. Any question you have. Can be whom will you work under. या तो hierarchy क्या है. You can ask these questions. Okay. So make
Yeah.
sure you have this list so that you seem confident. You seem well prepared, and they know that you are into this and you want this job. Okay. तो ये आपको दिखाना जरूरी है. Okay. And next, be updated. Like I said before, be updated about the industry, be updated about the amendments, what is going on, everything technical wise. I'm saying be very updated. Okay. Any points to add in this, Anurag, especially in the internals control or anything, this profile?
Yeah.
How should
So
they prepare or update themselves technically on this
right.
topic?
So what I suggest is that there are some common processes in internal audit, like for example the procurement P2P process or the O2C process. So even if you have not done that assignment, you can take help from somebody who has and get a brief overview. Also, sometimes recruiters ask very basic questions about internal financial controls that something you should at least know a brief that it was introduced in the companies act 2013, and what is the applicability, which all companies come under the purview of the IFC. So like the very very basic questions are the most important ones, and those are the questions mostly people or the interviewers ask you, but those are the questions you don't really know about most of the
One
times.
more thing कि always go back to your basics and know the basic points, because ये एक बार मैंने गड़बड़ की थी. Very basic question and I was confused. I was like, okay, this is very basic. We had studied, but इतने साल बाद कौन याद रखता है? But if the profile requires, go back to your basics and always know the basic terms and definitions in the processes. Very important. Okay. So sometimes the things are very simple, but हम complicated चीजों में ज्यादा चले जाते हैं और simple चीजों को भूल जाते हैं. So it's very important that आप, क्योंकि अगर basic नहीं पता तो ऐसा लगेगा कि complicated भी क्या करोगे. Okay. Now, when you're in the interview, there are 3 kind of questions that are generally asked. One is anticipated from your resume. मतलब आपने resume में जो चीजें अपने बारे में लिखी है, interviewer वहीं से चीजें उठा के आपको पूछने लगता है. Okay. So be it your strengths, be it your experience, your qualification, anything. He will take up things from your resume and he'll ask. Second is expected from the job. मतलब जो भी आपके JD में लिखा है उससे questions आएंगे कि okay, we have these expectations, can you meet them? And then the general questions like tell me about yourself, and these are the general questions that are asked. So ये सारे questions को एक list बनाने का and start preparing कि okay, these are the anticipated questions that can be asked. Okay, now how to answer questions, it's a very so people, what when they are asked questions, they just randomly answer them. Don't do that, especially when it's about your experience or things that you've done, project you've worked on. I hope I'm clear.
Yes,
Yes.
you are.
Okay. So yes. So answer in this format. Okay. So for example, if somebody asked me, okay, so you have worked in this internal audit project on this particular client, or this was the background, what was your contribution? So you will start with the situation. What was the situation? The task that was given to you. How well did you handle the task? The action that you took while completing the task. And very important, what was the result out of that? Okay. Also, this applies for a basic question like, tell me your strength. So people, what do people do is, okay, I'm very good at handling teams. ठीक है. But what next? The interviewer will always ask you how. So can you explain us a situation where you've handled team? So again, in that you have to tell about the situation, the task you were given, how did you handle the team, and the result of how that handling of the team was. Okay. So ये जो भी अगर आप ये स्टेप याद रखोगे ना, आपको कोई भी क्वेश्चन आंसर करने में बहुत आसानी होगी.
Right. You know, like for an internal audit profile, suppose you have mentioned in your resume that you have, done an internal audit for so and so client. Okay. So the interviewer will first ask you that what was your role, what particular task did you do. Then you have to explain what was your role in the assignment. Then it comes that what were the major observations or what were the major gaps identified during the audit. Then you should be ready with all these questions, that the major gaps which were there, and then obviously what were your recommendations to mitigate those gaps.
Right.
So you should you should always be ready with that story or the 2-3 major observations you find in each audit.
Yes. So preparation is the key, and कैसे आप prepare करते हो with the steps is the key. Okay. So always remember कि आप ये सारे steps याद रखो, and you can answer it more confidently and more smoothly. नहीं तो what happens is you start with some point, you go somewhere else, and you come back. ऐसा ना round घूमते रहते, because there are many things that you do in an assignment. It's not one single thing. But if you're more organized in your thoughts, it will, for the listener, for the interviewer, it will be more easy to comprehend कि आपका role and responsibility क्या था. So always be clear in the steps that you're going. Okay. Now, I think we're done with the PPT because I just wanted to cover the basics. The more important aspects is your questions. Okay. So, Anurag, now it's your ball game. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So if you could just give me the questions, ask me the questions from the chat box.
yes. So the first question from Darsh is, as per me, most challenging question in the interview is, why you want to leave your current company? And okay, yes, that's a very, very good question, Darsh. And that's a very common question. So, Anurag, you have also recently changed your company, right? So, how do you
Yeah.
tackle this question? कि अगर current company अच्छी है तो फिर change क्यों करना है?
Sure. Very, very good question. And this is also one of the most expected questions in an interview. And every interviewer asks, why do you want to change your current job? So, again, be well prepared, as discussed, be well prepared for this answer beforehand. And what my suggestion is that always be honest. You know, uh, there is something which is bugging you at your job, or which could be better at your current job, uh, which is why you are searching for a new job. So always be honest, whether you are whether your current job requires a lot of travel. So tell them that you don't want to travel much because of so and so reason. Or if it is a health issue, then you can tell your recruiter that I was suffering from some health issue. Sometimes the situations are different. Sometimes there are women I know who leave their job when they have a child, and after 2 years, one or 2 years, they again go back for an interview, and the recruiters ask them that why is there so much gap in your CV and stuff like that. So you have to be very honest with them that that I had a baby or something, and I had to take care. And that's the thing. And you should tackle the questions very, very carefully. For example, obviously, if you are out of job for let's say an year, recruiters will always say that you might have you are not very brushed up or things like that. So for that, you just need to say that I've been reading about this topic throughout, and I'm keeping myself updated. And it's not that you will forget whatever you have learned in the last so many years in just in a 1 year gap.
Yes. So, yeah, so, yeah, it happens. It's natural that you might be out of job, or you might take a leave for any reason. For health issue हो सकता है, sabbatical हो सकता है. It can be personal issue, any issue that you have to leave your job and take a gap of, even months or years. प्रॉब्लम वो नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम वो है कि आप उसको कैसे टैकल करते हो. So always, like Anurag said, be updated. Don't show, it's your responsibility to show that even if you were out of job, you were not out of touch. Out of touch is more dangerous. So be updated, keep learning things, keep track of the new technologies or the new processes that are coming in, so that when you join the company, you're not, so the company is confident that even if you're joining after like a year or 2 years, you are updated and you can handle the profile from where it was left. Okay, so don't don't take it. So when you're asked questions like, okay, so for example, Nishi just asked me, one of the person just asked me that the person had to leave the job after 6 months due to some issue, something. So what is the reason I should tell? Be, first of all, be very open about it. Okay, there is no shame or no harm in saying कि मेरा personal issue था. It's okay, we are humans. सबके कुछ ना कुछ problem होते हैं. So be very confident and be very open about it. It's perfectly fine. But it's your responsibility to show कि you were not out of touch and you kept yourself updated. Okay, I hope this answers the question. Okay. Also, to leave a current company is not okay. When you are asked this question, why do you want to leave your current company? Even if you're unhappy, never ever say in the interview that you are unhappy, or don't say anything bad about your current company, because that gives the image कि अगर आप यहाँ से भी आप कहीं जाओगे तो इस company की भी बुराई करोगे. So never ever say anything bad about the company or the person or your job. You can always say कि I'm looking for growth, okay, in technical basis or financial basis, or you're changing the city, anything. But never ever degrade your current company or the employer. It's not a good thing to do. Okay, this one point remember. चाहे वो कितना भी आपका बड़ा झगड़ा हुआ हो, okay, ये आप नहीं बोलोगे. So next question that we have is, this is very interesting. So everybody knows कि internal audit और audit वगैरह में आपका deadlines के बहुत issues है, and there are times that you have to work late. So how to answer the question, or rather ask about the working hours, because some people have issue in working late and that's not a problem. So Anurag, how to tackle this?
So yes, so like first of all, if you go in a consulting firm in Big Fours, obviously the work-life balance is bad. So if you are if you are going for an interview there, you should have that in mind. If you are willing to work for 14 to 16 hours in a day, then only you should opt for that for a Big Four at least. And if you're not that kind of a person, then you can go for a company, like in the industry, find a job in an industry that will serve your purpose, because industries are more chilled out, and 8 to 9 hours, sometimes 10 hours are more than enough. So in a consulting firm, I don't think there is much that can be done about working hours. But if somebody asks you the question that are you willing to work late, or on weekends occasionally, if you have to meet the deadlines, then you should always answer this in the positive, and you should always say that yes, you are ready to work late, and it's part of learning, and because that will give the interviewer a kind of a safe spot, or kind of cool down the interviewer, because interviewer is generally a manager, senior manager kind of a person who is responsible to meet those deadlines. So he essentially wants people who can stay up late if required, just to meet those deadlines. So that's one of the quality some of the Big Four, especially the Big Four, people are looking at. So yes, you have to.
कुछ नहीं कर सकते. But हाँ, if you are not open, please just say you're not open and show that you're committed to work in the limited hours, but you will complete your responsibility. Okay. So, and if you're not open and there is some issue in traveling, or can be any issue of not working late, that's completely fine. But then be very open about it, so that आगे जाके issues नहीं हो that you had first said and then बाद में आप नहीं कर रहे हो, वो सब नहीं होना चाहिए, leaves a bad taste. But if you can also take the person into confidence that you can complete the given task in the limited hours that you have that capability to do so. Okay. Next question is again a very good question. What are your future plans? So this is one of the questions जो पूछते हैं. So what are your future plans in your career? Okay. Like I said, जो आप objective में डालते हो, that is something of कि आप future में क्या करना चाहते हो, या आप profile कौन सा जाना चाहते हो. So Anurag, so how do you, so for example, जैसा एक तरह का ये question है कि what are your 5-year goal, or where do you see yourself 5 year hence? So how do you answer that?
Yeah, so it depends on what profile, what is your profile, and what are your goals. It is actually this is an answer in which you have to be honest. For example, if you are a graduate, and if you are planning to work for 2-3 years, and then go to an Ivy League college, give your GMAT, and try for an Ivy League college. So you have to say that that I'll work for the next 2 to 3 years, gain some professional experience, and then I'll prepare for my GMAT, and go for my masters. And similarly, I mean, it depends on you. If you want to be in the consulting world, and if you want to keep working, then you should say that I want to learn and grow with experience, and handle more responsibilities at work.
Right. Okay. Yes. So handling more responsibility, grow in the position, or handle a team. So these are the few keywords that you can use while answering कि आपके future plans क्या है. There is also one question as to, are you willing to work out of your JD? मतलब आपके जो job description में दिया है उसके अलावा आप कुछ काम कर सकते हो क्या? I think your JD and your work profile keeps changing. In some time, there can be additions, that there can be subtractions from your KRA and your work profile. I think, and it's completely fine as far as you're comfortable and you're generally consulted for that. So I don't think that should be an issue, right, Anurag?
Right, right. I think
Hmm.
it's sometimes it's good to work something which is out of your profile.
Hmm.
It helps. It otherwise it gets a little monotonous also.
Monotonous,
So
right?
sometimes it helps also. Even
Yes.
I got this question in the chat box that
Hmm.
how can we tailor our resume according to the job description? It's
Uh-huh.
from Nishi, I think. So
Uh-huh.
yes, uh, so most of you might be thinking that हमने तो अपना एक resume बना के we have put it on the Naukri and recruiters are just picking that CV from the Naukri. But most of the times recruiters will call you, they will discuss your profile and they will ask you, is this your updated CV? Then you should say no, this is not my updated CV. Then like for example, if the company is if the company is a healthcare sector, then what you can just you can accentuate or you can portray more of your healthcare audits in your CV. You have to tweak your CV according to the sector. If it's a consulting firm and the requirement is for the manufacturing sector, put more of the manufacturing sector audits experience in your CV. So you always need to tweak your CV. So preparing a common CV for each job is not a good idea at all. So you have
Exactly.
to keep changing your CV. Sometimes what people do is like my profile is a little bit mixed. So half of it is into healthcare audits and half of it is and also I've done general other sector audits also. So what I did once, I prepared two different CVs. One for the healthcare sector in which there was more of a healthcare experience, and one like a general CV. So if you can do it, if you can prepare two or three versions of your CV, that should be good.
Yes. So related to this, we have one more question, and Anurag, trust me, you're the best person to answer this. So, how to switch between different industries? He's written, I am more interested in technology audit and operation risk advisory in IT sector, but I'm working as an internal auditor in construction sector. So how do you switch from, construction and internal audit to the technology audit and operation risk advisory? Because Anurag, even you have shifted
Yeah.
sectors and industries. So
Yeah.
yes, one point is about tweaking your resume as per the requirement of the JD and the sector that you want to go. But how do you prepare when you are shifting the sector, Anurag?
Yeah, so shifting the sector within internal audit is people think it's very difficult. You can't do that, but that's far from truth. For example, if you are currently in the construction sector audits and you want to go into the technology sector audits, just as an example. So what you need to do is, or you want to go in an e-commerce sector audits. You are more interested in e-commerce, so what you need to do is you just need to be updated about news in the e-commerce sector, and what are the most important things to review in the e-commerce sector, and what companies are growing and doing well in e-commerce, and all of that. And the processes like the order to cash process in the with respect to the e-commerce sector. So you have to research more about the sector that you want to work in. That's the point, and you apply for that particular sector audit jobs. Like for example, in EY there is a separate division for technology audits, separately for automobile audits,
Yes.
separate for IT audits, separate for the construction sector. So you need to apply to that particular profile, and you need to be updated about that profile. If you're not updated about that profile, then it's a problem. But if you're updated about that industry, then it should not be a problem.
Yes, so research about the profile, वो sector में क्या क्या changes आया है, amendments आया है. Talk to people who are already working in the sector. Okay, it's very important and very good to be, have the first-hand knowledge. Talk to people. It's very good because technical, like if you read about the amendments, the thought process is totally different, and when you talk to people, you get more insight about what is happening. So reach out to people and talk to them about what is going on in the sector, and get the know. So get to know the jargons, get to know the technical terms that they are using, and what is the latest process, the latest software. ये सब चीजें अगर आप updated रहोगे, people are fine to take you from another sector because the basics remain the same. It's just few tweakings that you have to do. Okay, so don't worry if you want to change your sector within internal audit, or if you want to enter internal audit from any other audit. Stat audit से आप internal audit भी आ रहे हो, so it's not a big issue unless and until you are well prepared and you can answer confidently and show your interest that you're ready to learn and ready to accept the change. Okay.
Now, I think there is one more question. What are the questions we can ask the recruiter in an interview? So, uh, mostly you should ask questions about your profile. You should be, you should be very clear about the profile you are going into, or what the job is all about. So mostly when I go for an interview, I always have questions regarding the profile and the role. So that's the thing. And if you're going to like say a mid-sized company, you can also ask them things like their turnover, or the company's expansion plans and all, and things like that.
Yes. So kind of questions are generally ki, again, who will you report? What is your profile? Is the company actually looking for in you? What is the working hours? How is the working culture? Will there be traveling? You can clarify about the traveling as well. What kind of traveling is involved? And be very clear in what you're asking. And it's never bad to ask questions. In fact, you should. So there is one more question. Again, Pragati is asking, where would you like to be in your career 5 years from now? Okay, one thing, never take the position's name. Okay, like I want to be the, some people answer ki I want to be the manager or this thing in the company. Don't do that. आप किसी के position को हटा रहे हो. So just be very basic as to, I want to handle more assignments independently and grow with the company, want to explore new sectors if the company is growing. So आप general way में आप answer कर सकते हो. Anurag, how do you answer this 5-year thing? It's a very, very general question. I think a lot of people ask this question.
Yeah, so generally what I say is that I mean I'm trying I'll be trying to learn more skills, improve my skill set, and grow in within the organization, and which will be mutually benefit for the organizational goals and also my personal goals.
Yes. Huh. Also, there's a question from somebody. What attracted you to this company?
Okay, how do you answer this question?
Yes. How do you
Yeah.
answer this question? What attracted you to this company? So again, इसके लिए आपको कंपनी के बारे में पता होना बहुत जरूरी है. So आपका रिसर्च वो कंपनी के बारे में होना चाहिए. And what attracted will be very focused. ठीक है, और रेप्यूटेड कंपनी है, बहुत ग्रोथ मिलेगा, ये सब तो सब बोलेंगे. ओके, But what you need to talk about is the profile that you are entering, okay, and the position that you are entering, and show your interest कि मैं बहुत interest से ये profile के लिए आया हूँ, and which is plus I'm getting this profile in your reputed company, so which is a bonus for me, and show your interest like that. खाली company के बारे में मत बोलो, okay? जो for example, if you're going in ENY for the interview and what attracted you to this company, चलो ENY है, उसके साथ 3 और Big Four है, right? But why particular this is, you have to focus on the profile, right, Anurag?
Yeah, correct.
Correct?
Even there was a person named, I think Daksha, there was a girl who asked me a question just 2 or 3 before this meeting. But I don't know if she's there on the call right now. But yeah, so yeah.
There's one
So
more question. I went for an interview at another Big Four, and I was indirectly asked about how my current company charges fee to clients. Okay. So how
what
do
was the
I
question? I just missed it.
Okay, so I went for an interview at another Big Four. So for example,
Yeah.
आप दूसरे Big Four में गए हो and
Huh.
was indirectly asked about how my current company charges fee to my clients.
Okay, but this is something that you cannot disclose, and you have to politely say no, and you can say that this is confidential information which I am not supposed to share with
Ethically,
anybody
it's
else.
wrong for me to
Yeah,
disclose this.
yeah,
So I'm sorry, I won't be able to help you. So always take the blame and just say, I am sorry. Don't say you were not supposed to ask me this. Okay, don't show that. You can politely say, I'm sorry, but ethically, it's wrong for me to reveal all these information as I'm tied up, and hope you understand. Okay, ऐसे बोल देने का hope you understand, तो बात वहाँ खत्म हो जाती है.
right.
Okay, and also one more thing that quite a lot of CAs have asked me, that first thing for a CA, it's not ethical to reveal your client's name in your resume. Okay, there's a lot of debate on this, but if you read the CA ethics, you're not supposed to advertise your clients anywhere, and that comes on your resume as well. So please don't write your client's name. जो भी आपने audit किया है वो आप resume में नहीं लिख सकते. In the interview you can still mention it because sorry, but it's not recorded anywhere or something. But if you're asked the client's name only, then probably take it, but मेरे हिसाब से वो भी नहीं करना चाहिए. You can, so for example, if you have audited for Tata Steel, आप बोल सकते हो कि big conglomerate and listed company in the steel industry, आप ऐसे बोल सकते हो. But try avoiding taking client's name. It's not ethical for a chartered accountant to do so. Okay. आप
Yeah.
दूसरे
In an interview, you don't put it in a CV, but in an interview, you can sometimes
you
take the name
can,
of the
yes. So again, like
It's
I said,
okay.
it's not recorded or something. So it's in your hands how you tackle that. So next question is, I did my graduation from an open university. During that time, I did my chartered accountancy course. I couldn't get through it. Currently, I'm doing MBA. Okay, and you want to go into IT. Is that your question? If that person can again send me a yes, then I'll answer this question. Okay. Okay, so that person, coming back to the previous question, he's saying the interviewer kept pushing me in different ways to ask me about the fees. I can understand there will be pressure about confidential information, but please try not to reveal this question answers. However, so it is also about testing your, so when ये ना mind game होता है, interviewer आपको push किए जा रहा है, can also be one reason to see your strength कि आगे जाके आप उनका information कहीं नहीं reveal करो. So you have to be very strong in your stand. जितना भी push आए, please be confident and don't reveal the in confidential information. Please have that patience. It will take a lot of patience. कभी कभी 2 घंटा भी जाता है interview, and I understand it's very pressurizing, but you have to keep your patience, and confidential information तो बिल्कुल भी reveal नहीं करना है आपको आपके पास कितना भी pressure आए. Okay, so okay, yes. So the person's question is, after doing MBA, how can I build my career in internal audit? Anurag, you're the best person to answer this because even you are not a CA and you have come from an MBA background, right?
Yeah, correct. Even you're correct on this. Even I am an MBA and I am into internal audit profile. So, let's say in the big fours or in a consulting world, in an internal audit profile, there is nothing that an MBA cannot enter. Both a CA and MBA are on the same page from the starting, from the word go. So. Uh, you can apply for a job and and then as per whatever you give the interview, and as per based on the interview you will be selected or rejected. So there's nothing to worry about if you are in MBA. But having said that, in some industries, in some companies, people prefer CAs over MBAs. That's the reality. CAs are preferred over MBAs in the industry in the beginning, in the like for the fresher, or for the entry level positions. That's where an MBA has to struggle a bit. But if you want to go in a big four, then there is nothing that will stop you. And once you get into a big four and you work there for 2-3 years, and then if you want to switch in an industry, then again the industry will be open to taking you.
So the key point remains is how well are you prepared? Even if you're MBA, that's completely fine, and it's no harm to consult a CA as to anything that he needs to prepare extra as a CA, as a MBA. What can you prepare? How can you prepare? Please reach out to people and get to know what preparation needs to be done. What is the process and everything? You have to be updated. The key is that whether you are a CA or a MBA, that's completely fine. Okay. This one question, even I was asked when after I got married, is that post getting married, or if you're married, how will you work? Because girls do not generally work post married, being married. It's a very, I know it can be cruel out there, and people, HR, sometimes they push you into these questions. So girls, don't worry. Just be very calm when you are answering this. Don't get hyper or don't show your frustration on this question. Just be very confident and say that my marital status will not define what kind of work I am doing. I am ambitious even now and even after I get married. So I am open to being, to working after marriage, and that's, I think, a very general norm nowadays, and I'm totally open to it. Okay, so be very calm, be very confident when you're answering this question. Don't take it personally. Okay, don't show your this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so next is okay, so that person who is our MBA is saying his application was rejected for summer internship in Deloitte firm. So there is a possibility that for that particular profile or something, they might be looking for a CA particularly. Yes, things get, like Anurag said, things get a bit, here and there must be some specifications they're looking for. But don't lose hope. Don't think that because you're MBA, you won't get into it. We have a live example of Anurag. People do get into it. You just have to struggle maybe a bit. And I think that's fine. Life is about struggling. So one question I had from my end, Anurag, is how will the industry of internal audit or controls change in this pandemic, or what is the future looking like?
Yeah. So as we know, in internal audit, mostly the auditors sit out of the client's office. we have to visit the client's office to understand the process, and then to do our sampling and testing and everything like that. But due to COVID, at least for the next 6 months, traveling, I think, will be completely restricted. So under such a case, in such a scenario, I think the role of data analytics will increase. So there will be a Zoom meetings, and you can understand the process over Zoom meetings. And once you get the data, the most important part will become how you analyze the data and what you can get out of the data. So data analytics is very important. Excel skills very important for this profile going forward. Use of, as it is like even before COVID, the use of AI and automation in companies has been increasing, and the companies which are using SAP or Oracle already have most of the reports which can be pulled out of the system in an Excel format. The key point is how you analyze those reports, and what you recommend to the company is going forward.
Right. So in short, there is no going down of the work in in internal audits. Just yes, the working method might change a bit, but the ask for good employees and good resource in this sector, I don't think that there will be a change in it. बल्कि ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएगा, because you will need fresh mind and more good people in this sector to work, you know. So I think it's you can take it कि आपका there'll be no decline as such in internal audit. So one more question आया है कि how to find if a particular sector, if this sector, okay, so I'm taking into consideration that it's your internal audit, if internal audit is good for me or not. So,
Okay.
okay.
Well, okay. So, firstly, like there are certain prerequisites for an internal audit job. So, in an internal audit, every assignment is different. You get cross-industry exposure, cross-functional exposure. Sometimes you are auditing the payroll. Sometimes you are auditing the purchase process. So there is cross-industry and cross-functional exposure in this profile, and and also it comes with some sort of traveling. At least like 50% of the times you will be traveling. So if you are comfortable with all these things, if you like to do newer things every day, then internal audit is a good profile for you.
Nice. So yes, in fact, for any profile that you're applying, know if your strengths and your if your interest matches with what the profile requires. Okay, so when you do your SWOT in a good way and match it with your JD ka, the what is the employer looking for and what does the profile requires, so you can see if the profile really suits you. One more question is, what are the pros and cons of a third party payroll? Okay guys, we are just 5 minutes, we have just 5 minutes left, so we'll take one more question. And after that, if you have any questions left, please you can you can message us, we'll be happy to help. So the question is, what are the pros and cons of a third party payroll?
All right. So yeah, sometimes you are requested to work on a contract or on the payroll of a third party, for a particular company. But it's always better to have like a permanent job instead of a contractual job, and it's always better to be on the payroll of the company instead of being on a third party payroll. So if you have choices, if you have no choice, then it's better to do something rather than doing nothing. So but if you have a choice, even if you are getting paid less for for a permanent job at the company's payroll, you should always prefer working on the company's payroll,
Hmm.
because there are certain benefits associated with the employees, and generally if you get into a company's payroll, there is a certain amount of job security that comes with it.
Hmm. Okay, so we have a question. I'll request that person to message me separately. That question is, how can you highlight how can we do our SWOT analysis and find the profile for us? Uh, so if okay, so can I request that person to message me separately, because that's a bit of time consuming question, and I will be personally happy to help you, not an issue. But if we keep that customized and answer that, if I answer that question separately to you, it will be more beneficial for us.
Because I guess these kind of questions, you will have to, or we will have to understand the profile of the person first
Exactly,
before
exactly,
suggesting something.
exactly. Okay, so okay, great. So one more question, the last question that I have is, Anurag, which is better, working in internal audit for a company, for a particular company, or working for a consulting firm?
Yeah, so
I've been asked this question a lot of times, and I'm throwing this question on you, you being the
right.
expert.
So yeah, that's again a very common question. I understand, and I have experience of working in both in the industry, where I
Exactly.
worked with Moolchand Hospital into internal audit, and also I'm working with all the big fours also, EY and GT. So yeah, I mean, I have the flavor of both of them, and there are certain differences, working in both of them. So, for example, in a big four, you every assignment is different, and every your clients keep changing, and your area keeps on changing. So you do your audits for different clients, and that too for different areas. So that gives you more exposure and more learning. From a learning perspective, the consulting is a better place to be in, because you get, as I said, you get cross industry and cross functional exposure. In a company, you are just confined to the internal audit of that particular company. So learning is comparatively lesser. But if you see the good part, that work life balance is good working in a company. Traveling is lesser, and if you see, in a consulting firm, there will be at least 6 to 8 months travel in a year, and the working hours will be very, very hectic, because of the very strict deadlines, and you are dealing with the client, and client is always treated like a king, and in fact sometimes not even king, sometimes the client is treated like god in these times. So that's the thing. And uh, as far as the skill set is concerned, uh, you need better communication skills and better presentation skills in the consulting world, because you are dealing with the clients, you are going to the client's office, you are meeting the clients. So you need to be more presentable, your communication skills need to be good, your PowerPoint presentations need to be good. So these are the things where you should be good at, and you are groomed. Whereas in a company, you interact with lesser people, so grooming is still important, but not as important as in a big four. Even the communication skills, even if your communication skills are average, it's okay to be in an industry. Does They will not matter that much.
Hmm. Yes, so both has its pros and cons. You just have to see ki where do your preferences and your interest, suits the best. So just pick
Yeah.
up intelligently.
So to conclude, what I would suggest is, my personal suggestion is, for in the beginning of your career, when you can work hard and you can learn more,
A
prefer a
consulting.
big four, a consulting environment,
Hmm.
to keep the learning going on. And after after working for 3 or 4 years in a consulting, then you can shift to the industry when you get married, and you need more of time, more
Balance your
responsibilities at
private and
home.
public,
Yeah,
your
and
professional
yeah,
life.
and
Yes.
when you need some work-life balance, you can shift to the industry.
हाँ,
And
तो
by
वो
that
देख के
time you
करना.
will by that time working in different industries, you will also get to know that which industry
Industry
is suited
suits
to
your.
you. Yeah,
Perfect,
and what
perfect.
is your
Yes.
interest and liking.
वेरी नाइस. यस. हाँ, अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस मिल जाता है डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्रीज का. हो सकता है मुझे जैसे ऑटोमोबाइल ज्यादा पसंद है, आईटी ज्यादा पसंद नहीं है, तो आई विल गो इनटू ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री इन इंटरनल ऑडिट सेक्टर. So yes,
Right,
that's a very good point, Anurag. Never thought of that. Thank
right.
you. It will help me answer the question because ये question बहुत आता है. So, okay. So guys, it's 12:30. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anurag, for inviting me. It's always fun connecting with, people on this topic, resume and interview. It's a very big topic. We have covered it in a short basis because time ka limit tha. But I
Yeah.
hope we could be helpful. कोई भी doubt हो, any more questions you have, because I couldn't take all of questions, you can please message us, me or Anurag. We'll be more than happy to help you. I hope it was. Thank you so much, everybody, for your. Thank you so much. Thank you, people, for coming, being here.
And special thanks to you, Parinita, for accepting my request. There were a lot of requests from, on my LinkedIn about the interview skills and the resume skills and all. And that is, your name came in my mind. And I requested you, and on a short notice, you had agreed to be our guest and guide the students. And give your time, and I'm very thankful to you for your time.
It's my pleasure.
Parinita.
It's always fun connecting to students and professionals. It's so. Thank you so much, Vineet, Rafiq, Darsh, Shrikant, Ayush, Nupur, Purvi, Pragati. Thank you so much for such lovely messages that you've been sending. Any more questions? Yes, we are always happy to help. Thank you, Anurag, for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you all the students and all audience for joining this webinar.
Yes. Thank
And
you,
I
people.
hope you might have learned something at least from this, and this will help you grow your career.
Yes. Thank you so much, people. So, thank you for being here. Have a very, very good day. Please be home, stay safe. I hope the future is good for us. So, thank you so much. So, I'll be ending the meeting.
Yeah.